Gonna need an APC. Also gonna need another transformer, I think, because I'm gonna take some chonky big cables. I'm gonna need that transformer to... Yeah. We're gonna pull... That room has easily got the most power draining stuff in it in the entire base. It's got how many? How many filters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Several valves, like a lot of them actually, and they should all be powered all the time. Pressure regulators rather. 1, 2, and then 1 for each of these. Yeah, we're going. This is going to need its own APC, but also I think this needs a dedicated source of power from the main batteries. This is not something that can just run off the power that's being pulled out from this transformer. We want a large cable heading out the back. I think it's gonna have to go underneath, and then up along this point to here or something, and then go in. We'll see. But we're definitely gonna need way more power. I totally flubbed that jump. Anyway, let's get inside, have a drink. Right, helmet off. Chat. If all goes well, we may well be doing this for the final time. We might soon be in a position where we just come in and pop our suit on this rack and it deals with everything for us. We're not there yet though, so empty that out, have a drink. Though technically I could now hook up the I could now hook up the water system to it. I particularly wanted to. I have a problem when programming the arc furnace. Let me read this question quickly. Also, hello, Nag0007. When I write something like, if the import equals 1, then set save batch arc on 1, the on button keeps flashing. Does anyone have any idea why? I'm not sure why that's unsetting it. Oh, wait. Does the input... Well, is the button flashing, but the arc furnace isn't opening up and ejecting its contents? It's only the button that's flashing and it's not ejecting its contents back out. Sorry, it's not opening up the input door. Because if it's also opening up the input door, then I would say that... Let's have a look at the arc furnace quickly. Occupied. So you're reading the shoot output connection, shoot input. Is that correct? Or are you reading occupied? Okay, occupied. All right. So on is whether the arc furnace has power at all. Okay. Sandoval, this is so cool. I don't understand a thing. Sandoval in the corner there. I like your words, magic men. Keep talking. Okay, that's... I would have to hook one up. I've not really done any kind of logic with the arc furnace. But I would say you probably want it to be set to activate rather than on. Rather than turn the power of the entire furnace on or off. You would want to... Because if it's off, it can no longer... Oh, wait, no. If you turn her on, then it should stay on. I can't see why that would turn off suddenly to remove the reading. Does it draw power when it's on but not active? Okay, then you're not going to want to do that then. 10 watts when it's on but not active like most of the other machines. I mean, 10 watts isn't a lot. Okay, just to check, would you be able to turn it, switch that from on to activate and just see if that behaves normally or if it keeps kind of trying to activate? Because that would rule out one of the issues here. It would help us narrow in on where the problem is. But report back. The Federation asks, what are you trying to achieve? NAG 0007 is trying to automate their arc furnace so that when there's something there to be dealt with, the arc furnace will turn on. But if it was working yesterday, and it's not today, it might honestly just be a bug, yeah. Right. Let's have another sip of water. Did I eat all of my potato? I did. We are slowly building up a bank of potato seeds. No! Ah, I almost ate a raw potato. My mind is elsewhere. It's coding right now. Wouldn't be the first time that I shoved the wrong thing into my mouth whilst thinking about code. Okay. Suit on. Helmet on. We need to go and deal with everything outside. Also don't need that on. Also don't need that on. What's the temperature in here? Actually, no, I do kind of want these on now. That is set correctly. That can be set much higher. Right, I would like you to fill up with CO2. Go ahead. Once that's done, I will pop... Oh, I'll need to go and get the radiator from outside. Pop a radiator on there. Drain the heat. And that'll be beautiful and ready CO2 for the base. Yeah, I need to get soybeans. That's why I want to get a trader is the next thing before I start. Like everyone's like, oh, get on to the next base. Why aren't you doing that? Because I'm still eating baked potatoes. All right? Steam achievements are shouting at me. They're making fun of me. Why is it still Mark Whitney? Because I don't have soybeans and I can't make oil to fry the fries in. You think making a knife to cut a potato would be easy? Yeah, but then all you've got is cut potato. That cut potatoes is not a fries make, okay? The same way, the exact same way that simply letting your hot tea get cold does not an iced tea make. These are different things. I am judging you right now, chat. Judging. Oh, Nug, 0007, if you just type !Discord, you can get the link to the Dappling Discord. I think that's what Demon was. Who said it? I can't actually see who said it now. But I believe that's what they were talking about. Once you drop in, just go into the main chat room, the Dapper Glade, and just say hi, and one of the Archons will come, or me if I'm on tea break next, will get you the role privileges so you can talk in all of the different channels. Okay, we're at the correct pressure. Turn you off. Turn you off. Turn you off, I should imagine. Yes, actually, turn you to 0. Let's empty that back into the main tank. Don't go outside, chat. It's scary out there. The sun is a deadly laser. Never forget. Never forget, chat. The sun is a deadly laser and it wants to laser you. I wish I could crawl along the ground. My eyes! Oh, let me show you something else. Prepare, chat. Behold! Take it in. Let your retinas drink in the glory of the sun. Praise be. If only we could all be so grossly incandescent. Okay, that's enough. My eyes hurt. There's some light humor. Yes. Very light. Okay, that's going to empty out. Temp you at 61 degrees. Holy jeepers, it's only 6 a.m. My eyes weren't ready. This is why we need to build the Dysosphere. Block out the sun. Okay, okay. Behold, chat. Latom. Okay, that's enough. My eyes are actually hurting. Ow. Solar storms, why? Why you gotta be so mean, Solar Storm? My poor plants! I'm just gonna leave this here. Right. Well, while that's in the sky, actually, there's not much I can do. I'm gonna want to get. Also, I am all over the place with moving because I've been learning to play Exanima, So I'm trying to move around by right-clicking. I'm double tapping my WASDs to make short hops. It's not going well. IPC. Area. I need solder. Solder, my love, where? Why is the sun inside my printer? It's a good question. Look, okay. The lighting mod has its limits. It's just a mod, okay? Though I think this is a consequence of the solar storm stuff. I don't even think that's the actual lighting mod. I think that's just the solar storm. Solar storms be solar storming. I can't even see that it's working. I am blind, chat. Blinded by the light. Now we need batteries. Large batteries. Steel and gold. Steel and gold. Gold. My 85-inch TV was able to light up the entire house with that flashbang. I so hope that's true. I so hope that that's not just an embellishment. That would bring me great joy. I would know that I had done the Lord's work. Soleil would be proud of me. And that would give my life purpose. Would it brighten your day? Wow. Way to ruin my good mood. With a pun. Reminds me of the Braille writing for the blind. Yeah, for the blind. I think we all know what Braille is. On a piece of equipment saying, warning, hot. Wow. Oh, no. Well, I mean, maybe next sunrise, but it'll be a couple of hours before we get another storm. They're not that frequent. Is it right above us right now? I think it's quite high up there. Yeah. It's going to stop soon, I think. As the old threat goes, the sun will come out tomorrow. Wait, is that an Orville reference? Is that an Orville reference? Haha! Got me. Such a good show. I enjoyed Orville. Right, so I'm going to want to move heavy watt cable through there. It's a little Orphan Annie reference. Yeah. But the... Oh, never mind. It's fine. It's fine. You do you. It's okay. Big... Alright, so I can either... Well, I've got so much regular cable, I could probably... What's the energy requirement going to be here? That's the big thing. First, let me hook all of the last bits up to the power. I won't have the final... I won't have the final... ice crusher. But I should be okay to just hook all of this up. Where's the best place to connect that? I wonder. Let me down. Light back on. I mean, there's power pretty much running through all of this, so I could just take power up from the first one I can find. Yeah, sure. It surprised me how good it was. In a time where we had 2 Star Trek shows on the go, it was the most Star Trek. It really was. I'm so glad you said that, because it was the most Star Trek. Like, it was so perfectly Star Trek. I really enjoyed the Orville. It captured what old Trek was. Like, not specifically any particular like series of Star Trek, but just the general vibe of Trek. It was so glorious for that. It was very weird how for a while folks kept making Trek without social commentary, which was always the core part of the series. It was definitely a major part of it, yeah. Not to say that what we had wasn't good, though. Like, I'm not... I, as a very big fan of DS9, like a huge fan, in fact, I would possibly say that Deep Space Nine was my favorite. But it Trek had a certain it was definitely one of the last Trek of the Treks. Because it dropped a lot of like the kind of adventure of the week kind of style. Like, you know, I think initially it had it, but it got very much into the sort of more gritty, dark and overall plot, which was kind of an experiment. And again, I'm really not saying that was bad. But it was a big difference. I forget which one Sheilab liked the most. But I suspect it was... Yeah, no, actually, I completely forget. Sheilab, if you're still here, which of the tracks did you like the most? Because Sheilab had the pleasure of watching them all relatively recently, and in universe chronological order as well, which is kind of amazing. Now my issue here is that to get out of there, it's going to be a problem because there's a cable right there, which means I can't. Which means I need to do this instead. Sure, I think I'll do that. Should be 5,000. Set this manually. Oh, never mind. That's just maximum. I think Voyager. You didn't finish DS9? What on earth happened to mean that you couldn't finish DS9? I'm flabbergasted, shocked, shooketh. Oh. I'm going to need to do this in a different way. Because what I want from here is to find you. One there. One there. One there. And underneath you. There. Clunk. Certainly not the best wiring, but it'll do for now. Wait, what? Oh, it's because there's nothing drawing, I don't think. I think that's the reason why that's not working. Right, I'm going to need a lot of wires here. Oh, but there's one thing I wanted to do. One last thing. I wanted to check what the potential draw of this was. Okay, nothing. So let's turn all of them on. Every single thing here needs to be turned on, so I know what the potential draw is going to be. Currently only 910. That is definitely going to go up more, though. That will 100% go up higher. Yeah, sure, one ice crusher, because I'm going to be bringing the one out from the inside. Though, honestly, I could just hook that up now. And instead just tear all of those down, because I just won't need them. Yeah, I've got like 2 atmospherics in there that I could have brought in. So by the same token, I may as well just make the last ice crusher, honestly. What? My light is on. Chat. I don't know what just happened, but I'm fairly certain that it just bugged. I'm either inside a wall or... We didn't praise her enough. Yeah, I think I'm falling through the void. Okay. I'm just going to reload. We'll save this as that. Leave session. We'll come back in. Oh, everything is gone. Everything is gone. I think it's time for us to reset the game completely. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably wise. Any other issues? No, everything else looks okay. Yeah, I think that was just a full game crash. I am playing on the beta version, so... And to be fair, it's still effectively a in-progress game. All those filtration units filtered out the light. Damn it. Oh. Fair enough. Added first pass of adaptive frame rate control that works with the quality setting. This can be important. This isn't automatically enabled. You can enable this in settings. Widened adaptive frame rate slider choices automatically remove mark or read the major update. Added a 10 times multiplier option if you wanted to play around with silly gain values. Darkened background of F11. Okay, thank you. I can't imagine that it loaded mid-game, but maybe it did. You know what? We're going to reload 2 minutes earlier because we can. I can't imagine it updated mid-game. I don't think it's possible that could have happened, Sumi. Okay. So far, so good. World is still here. Nope. World is gone. Okay. Okay. I don't believe it's the unstuck option because the background is gone. Okay, what we'll do is I'll disable SEGI. I'll disable all mods. And then load the game up. And if it still happens, then it's a beta thing. How do you disable these? Mods, check updates. I would have assumed that there was a way for me to disable it from this point, but maybe not. We'll get into the game. Station mods, all one word, to get the mod list. We'll get into the game because I think there's a mod option in there and I might have to change that. In the main menu, click on workshop, yeah. So I'm just going to turn those off in here and that should resolve it. Let's try again. This one's loading the latest, so it's actually possibly going to load the one of the broken ones already, but we'll see. I'm desperately hoping. Yeah, this is where I was when I got bumped and then all of a sudden all graphics went away. To be honest, chat, it might be my system. The whole computer might need a restart. Because I am noticing some weird thing. Oh. Why is that on? I thought I disabled sec. No, it's still enabled. Okay. And it's most definitely still enabled. Honestly, I might just need to restart my computer. It has been a little while, which kind of sucks since we're in the middle of a stream. Ah! I'm noticing OBS is kind of updating fairly slowly. The bad thing about that, and it is a bad thing, is that it will break a bunch of people's watch streaks if I do that. I don't want to, you know, do that unless it's absolutely necessary, but oh, to disable them you have to uncheck them in the workshop menu and then start again. Okay, well, let's do that then. Thank you very much for the info, Robo Skyrat. SEGI does, the SEGI mod does put an awfully large load onto the GPU, so could have just been that. Other things I could try are reducing the amount or the quality of it. We will see. Oh, my beautiful lighting, why? The shame. The shame. Alright, we'll just do a little bit here. But then we'll switch over if we need to. But yeah, the other thing I could try and do is reduce the how heavily SEGI is working. Oh man, we're back to if a light isn't directly on a shelf. Oh no, those ones are okay. Stark shadows all over the place. The darkness. No beautiful lights glowing. Big sad. I Major says, what streaks are just FOMO bait? I got up to 50 and you broke it, and it helped me to just stop caring about it. Yeah, fair. What, Ice Crusher? All right. You were far forward. Oh, there. Right. I'm going to need one iron sheet. Oh no, it definitely puts a load on the game to have that running. There we are. And now I need 1, 2, 3 pipes. That one shouldn't ever have any gases put into it that would... Oh, I need to take that back with me too. That would produce... sorry, any ices rather, I should say. That would produce liquids. So I shouldn't need to drain liquids directly out of that. All right. Now then. A, I would want lights. B, I guess the air conditioners pull a very, very minimal charge if they're not doing anything. So maybe I don't need to worry about that.
Hydration critical.
There we go. Now, I am going to want large capacity power running, assuming that's in the back there. Yeah, that's what's in the back. Yeah, I'm gonna want to bring that out a little bit. And the reason for that is I really don't want any risk that I cross my wires. I want to be very clear where these cables are, because we're going to be hooking up a bunch more solar panels. At some point, I'm going to have to upgrade my batteries as well to the higher tier batteries, but for now, I think this is okay. Yeah, I don't want to run this cabling along the edge of the rooms that it'll be neighboring. In retrospect, I shouldn't have done that with the other one either, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, that will hook up to the new solar panels. Now, as for this will connect up and we'll go out a little bit further. I'll have this run on the very far side here. We're still working on Atmospheric's Revenge. It's going to take us a little while. Let's bring that cable all the way out. Okay. Can this work? There we are. It's providing power. Charging. All of these are turned on. Except that one. Ah, that was one of the only ones that wasn't hooked up to power. We should be able to keep going that way. Really did need a lot of these cables, didn't we? Right, there we are. That one's on, this one is not, but then I have not hooked that one up to power yet, so that makes sense. And this in particular is why I don't like running wires along the seams of blocks. This is such a high potential for me to forget later and think it's safe to run something alongside, and no, it is absolutely not. Go. Go make sure all the power is on downstairs. Yep, 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 yep. 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 Okay. So, step number 2. Is to hook up the water system in there to this water system out here. That will fill these tanks. Should probably print some more solar panels actually. And I'm going to need a way more heavy cabling. Let's do the solar panels first. Go ahead and make a couple of these.
Power low.
You don't want basic ones. Kit solar panel. There we go. Steel and copper. Not got that much steel left. Alright, chat. What I might do is I'm going to be on a tea break in a moment. And... oh, Sheila was saying, do I have time to run to the shop before tea break? I've got 12 minutes. Then I'm probably going to go on tea break. That will then... again, I am really umming and ahhing over whether to... stop and start the stream and give my computer a full reset. The other thing I can do is test the mod on medium quality rather than high quality. Because to be fair, my computer is having to do an awful lot of work. In that it's not just playing the game with the mod. Oh no, I can't see the forward. But also recording it and streaming it as two separate services, so there's a lot going on from the perspective of my computer, so maybe expecting it to be able to do all of that on the highest settings with a mod that is effectively adding global illumination and all kinds of whiz bang stuff is a little bit much. I'm gonna let you print for a while. All right. Yep. We'll do exactly the same in here, I think, as we've done in the workshop. That is, of course, to pop these on an occupancy switch. But for the time being, whilst global illumination is off, I'll just pop them in there so I can light this area at least enough for us to see properly. How many we got? 3. Is that all? Yeah, that's all we had the copper for. Not really, but that'll do. Get a bunch of that. You know, I never automated atmospherics until somebody specifically mentioned how little power they draw when idle. So far as I'm aware, occupancy needs to be in a room to function. Yeah, no. We will be setting that up once I've built the rest of the walls. That's not, I wasn't talking about thinking that it would work right now. That's why I was saying, you know, for now, I'm just going to put these 2 lights in there so that I can run them. Oh, actually, yeah, I should probably have them point upwards instead. That'll make more sense. You know, I'm going to let that continue to print. No, I won't. You can do one more. All right, let's go. Helmet off.
Health low.
Suit off. Have a drink. Have a munch. All right, everything should start getting back to normal. Right, this is CO2. That needs to be emptied anyway. Oops. All right. In this room, we have only 3.7 moles of oxygen. CO2 per tile. I would like to improve that. You're done. Right, let's see how this room handles the heat that is about to be dumped into it. It's already starting to pull it down. Actually doing it fantastically well. Gosh darn it, why did it keep going back? There we are, that's looking a bit better. I mean, it's way too much CO2. But that'll get fixed. One day, I think I'll make a giant tank of liquid nitrogen and use it as my heat dump. In real life, that would be a terrible idea, but in game, it could probably work just fine. Right, at this point, I would like very much to refresh my oxygen supply. So that goes off, goes in. I need to name it, or relabel it rather. And let's turn these on. Again, one of the last times that we're going to be using that as well. Once the full system is up and running, I won't have a need for it anymore. Okay, so while all that's refilling, let's go ahead and remove these. Also this. Yep, that'll do. Now, the reason why I removed those ones is because I want to remove this Y connection. There we go. Now, you go there. You can go there. Need to remove you completely. And then place you back up here. It's complaining because there's no water in the pipe. little by little, we need to push this water down through this system. Have I got enough pipe for that? Oh, I possibly do not, actually. Less than ideal. No, I do. I'm just going to have to take it from here. And here as well. I connected up on that side? I did. Yeah. We won't need these vents either. Sorry, the radiators. And 3. Let's go for a 6. Sorry, yeah, 5. There we are. And a 3. Water is now in the system. And at this stage, this is now completely surplus to demand. So I'll remove that. Was there any water in it, I wonder? There was a little bit. It's kind of annoying to pull that out because I would need a pump to do that. There's 13 liters in there, which is actually a little bit annoying. Alright, so I'm not going to move that just yet then. Because that's enough for me to care about. Right, have you finished processing all this? You most certainly have. Right, so what we're going to need is... actually probably have the pump over here instead of faffing around with that. So, because that's still going to need power to be able to evacuate. So I'll need to build a little pump there, hook that up to a wire or a pump here, wherever I need to put the wire. It doesn't really matter too much. But that needs to vent out. Guess I could put... no, I can't. At the very least, I can put these back there, here. Oh, no, that was wrong, actually. Oh, that is my alarm. I'm going to remove that. Put these back in place. This one needs to stay out for a little bit. Right, we'll need a little pump just to empty out all of the remaining water in here. I don't care about the little bit of oxygen and nitrogen that's still trapped inside. That can be vented. We will finally have a drink from the water fountain. Very happy. I also need a battery for that. I need to make sure I bring one of those in. I'll just grab that for now. So this would now be able to filter out... we've got volatiles in that one. And pollutants in that one. So this would push it into the waste pipe. But we'll do that once we've definitely tested that the system is functional. And other than that, I think we are just about ready to properly... yeah, I need a pump to properly move all the water into the main system, but this water is now technically in the overall loop. It's turning into steam a little bit because there's way less pressure now. But that'll be okay. That being said, some of it will have been siphoned out into the coolant line, interestingly. We've got 106 litres in here. All right. Anyway, we're going to drop safe here. I'm going to go on tea break. I am going to try and re-enable the mod when I get back. We'll just drop the quality settings, see if that works. We'll figure something out. Okay. Let's drop a save here. Save game. Dunk. And... sure, I'll let you watch the sunrise, shall I? Okay, chat, I will be back shortly.